In today's video, we're going to continue with and discuss the Thieves Guild questline in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Last time, we were arrested for an unimportant crime, did our time, and then were approached by a stranger. The stranger gave us a mysterious note that said to meet at the Garden of Dariloth after midnight. We obeyed the command and ended up at a Thieves Guild meeting. We met two other thieves who were trying to join the Thieves Guild, as well as the doyen, Armand Christophe. We were pinned against the two for a competition of thievery. The winner, which was us, was offered a spot into the Thieves Guild. From there, we were told to do independent thievery. We sold stolen goods to various fences from the Thieves Guild. Once we had boosted up the Thieves Guild treasury, we were offered special jobs by our doyen, Armand Christophe, stealing back the taxes from the poor, as well as stealing a bust of the late Countess of Shadenhall, Lathasa Indaris. We also revealed a rat from the Thieves Guild and humiliated Hieronymus Lex. Our adventure continues from here. We pop open our map and fast travel to the city of Breville in order to find our new doyen, Scriva. Scriva's house is right beside the main gate for the city. The quest marker points us there as she appears to be home. We enter inside and go upstairs. Here we see a Khajiit sitting at the table. We speak with her.
Ah, you are the new thief. I am your new doyen.
We ask her about the Grey Fox just to hear some extra dialogue.
We don't talk about him in public. The Thieves Guild follows the Grey Fox. However, we make sure that most folks think he is just a myth.
Now we ask her about any special Thieves Guild jobs.
I have a special request from the widow of a former fence in Leowin. As your new doyen, I'm asking you to help her. A street scavenger made off with a ring that the widow Ahdarji values highly. She is offering a reward. The guild frowns on freelance thieves. Are you willing to go to Leowin, find the ring, and get it back to Ahdarji?
We agree to help her out.
This is good. Go to Leowin, speak with Ahdarji, and help her find her ring.
We exit the conversation and leave Scriva's home. From here, we pop open our map and fast travel over to the city of Leowin. Our quest markers point us to two beggars. We decide to go over to D the Scalawag and speak to him.
I'm so hungry.
We ask about Ahdarji.
She lives on the west side of town. She is fond of the Three Sisters Lodge in the evening, but takes her midday meal at the Five Claws.
Leaving the conversation, our quest marker now points us across town. It shows us over to Ahdarji's home and we enter inside. We see a Khajiit standing in her dining room. We walk over and speak with her.
Why does the prey approach me?
We ask about Ahdarji's stolen ring.
Yes, a filthy Argonian stole my precious ring. It was a gift from my mate. It has sentimental value. I will pay well. The stupid lizard hunts with the name Amusai. Find him, find my ring. Make him suffer, kill him, and I will be pleased.
We tell her the guild frowns upon killing.
Stupid guild rules. He is only an Argonian. He is less than human and much less than Khajiit. If you must spare him, at least make him suffer.
We exit the conversation and leave Ahdarji's home. Amusai was actually the third competitor for the quest May the Best Thief Win. He was the only one to not be accepted into the Thieves Guild. The quest marker again points us to one of two beggars. We go back to D the Scalawag and speak with him.
One more coin, and I can get a pair of shoes.
We ask him about Amusai.
The poor bugger was arrested. Seems he tried to swindle the Countess. He's rotting in a cell in the castle dungeon now. It's common knowledge that the jailers can be bribed to allow visitors to see prisoners.
We exit the conversation and make way over to Castle Leowin. Entering inside, the quest marker directs us over to the castle dungeon. We go down and speak with the jailer.
You're not supposed to be down here.
We ask him about Amusai.
Yeah, we got him here. Argonians aren't allowed visitors, though. Countess Alicia's orders. She's the thing about the lizard folk.
We ask if 20 gold coins would do.
Amusay, you say? I thought you wanted to see Amuday. He's off limits. Amuse, though, is just down the hall. Make it quick.
Exiting the conversation, the jailer gets up and unlocks the door for us. Heading on down, sure enough, we see our old friend Amuse behind bars. We speak with him.
What do you want?
We ask him how he ended up in Leowin.
The Thieves Guild refused to take me, so I came here. Leowin is my home. It is where I was raised. I went to the Imperial City in hopes of joining the Thieves Guild. Now, I am forced to live as a freelance thief.
We then ask him about Ahdarji's ring.
Why should I tell you where it is? Here I sit in Leowin's dungeon while you are free. What will you do for Amusai if I tell you?
We tell him we'd give him a lockpick.
You'd do that for me? Maybe you guild types aren't so bad after all. Okay, it's a deal. Give me a lockpick and I'll tell you about the ring.
We hand it over.
Sunlit freedom. Yes, I stole that ring from Ahdarji. When I went to sell it, the fence told me I was too hot for him. He showed me an inscription on the inside, to Alessia. That had to be the Countess of Leowin. The damn ring was stolen property. Well, I figured I would ransom it back to the Countess, except she tricked me. I was arrested for theft, and she kept the ring. The Countess rarely leaves the castle. Good luck getting it back.
Exiting the conversation, the plot thickens a little bit for this quest. It turns out the stolen ring that we're supposed to retrieve was already stolen, and Amuse, who did steal the ring a second time, pulled a really dumb move by trying to sell it back to its original owner, the Countess of Leowin. We're directed back up into the county hall. The quest marker has us leave the castle, but before we do, we decide to speak with the Countess.
What do you want?
We ask about the recovered Caro family ring.
I don't answer questions about royal jewellery from riffraff like you.
It's here we bribe and charm the Countess to get a better response.
Yes. After all these years, I have my ring back. I wear it all the time now. Of course not when I sleep. I am a proper lady after all.
Our curiosity piqued, we exit the conversation and speak with the Count.
I'm sure you have many pressing affairs. I won't keep you.
He also needs some bribing and charming before he talks.
Oh, the Countess is very happy to have her ring back. I don't think she's taken it off for days. If you want to hear the whole story, talk to Lidara.
We ask him about finding Alessia Caro.
Morning, she is at the town chapel. At the castle, she hosts the evening meal at 8. She retires sometime after 11. She travels to Coral on the Ides of every month. Don't even try to find her between the 15th and the 17th.
Exiting the conversation, we turn around to speak with the chaplain and chief advisor, Lidara.
I am Lidara Mothril, Lady Leowin's chaplain and chief advisor. I assist her ladyship so that her enlightened policies might achieve the greatest possible influence upon the affairs of County Leowin.
We ask her about the recovered Caro family ring.
Countess Caro is so relieved to have the ring back. It's been missing for many years. She wears it constantly. Well, not all the time. I mean, she puts it in her jewelry box for baths and at night. No proper lady would wear her jewelry to bed.
Exiting this conversation, we've heard all that we need to. Before going any further, we decide to go back to Ahdarji's house. We want to inform her of the current whereabouts of the ring. We enter inside and speak with her.
Why does the prey approach me?
We tell her about the ring.
Does the hunter have this one's ring?
We tell her Amuse tried to sell it.
Amuse tried to sell it to Alessia Caro. Ah, stupid lizard. Ahdarji uses the ring much more wisely. I use it to collect and sell information. That ring can be used to read private messages the Count writes. Get me that ring. Steal it from Alessia Caro if necessary. Just bring me the ring. I will pay double.
By informing Ahdarji about Amuse's attempts at selling the ring, she actually offered to pay us more gold if we were to retrieve the heirloom. We also learned that this ring has the capabilities of reading the Count's private messages, which is actually pretty cool. I'd like to imagine that since both the Count and Countess have an extreme distaste towards beast folk, Ahdarji uses the ring honorably to see what they're up to. But more than likely, it's used to see what the next big score is. It's now time to go ahead and steal the ring. We enter inside of the Lord's private quarters. From here, we go to the first door on the right and pick the lock. While sneaking around, we just have to make sure we're out of sight from the guard doing his patrols. It's advised to wait until both the Count and Countess are asleep in their private quarters. Also notable is that the Countess is away every 15th and 17th of the month, so that would make stealing the ring on those days a little bit trickier. From here, we quietly sneak over to their nightstand and access Alessia's jewelry box. Now normally, the ring is supposed to be in here. However, for us, it wasn't. We even checked her inventory to see if she was a liar and that she in fact doesn't take off the ring while she sleeps, but it turns out she does. The ring was genuinely nowhere to be found. Now, according to the unofficial Elder Scrolls wiki, there's a whole plethora of reasons as to why the ring isn't in the jewelry box. And unfortunately, a lot of these glitches make it so we can't continue our adventure in the Thieves Guild. There's a whole number of potential reasons as to why this could have happened, narrowing down to minuscule ones like what side of the bed the Countess is sleeping on, who we spoke to first when we inquired about the Countess's ring, if she had left the castle during the month or not, etc. So, with full transparency, we use console commands in order to spawn the ring into our inventory. From here, we get a quest update that we can return back to Ahdarji for our reward. We're very careful not to interact with the patrolling guard. We decided to leave via the entranceway of the secret room. The secret room can be accessed through a separate part of the castle. There are a series of levers and false walls that need to be opened up coming from the other side. The most notable part of this secret passageway is the secret room itself. The secret room appears to be a torture chamber. As mentioned previously, we know the Count and Countess have very harsh feelings towards beast folk. There are even rumors around the castle that immigrants from both Elsewhere and Blackmarsh get picked up from the streets and are never heard of again. Continuing through the secret passage by picking more locks and pulling more levers, we end up in the castle basement, and from here, we can ascend back up to the county hall. Leaving the castle itself, we go over to Ahdarji's house, enter inside, and speak with her.
Why does the prey approach me?
We tell her we have a ring.
My ring. Oh, thanks to the claws of the clan mother, you have recovered it. Is that slimy Argonian dead? Did he suffer long? I hope so. You have earned the reward. The Thieves Guild was always good to Ahdarji's dearest mate. I am grateful that the memory is still honored.
Exiting the conversation, the ring's removed from our inventory and 200 gold is added. If we wouldn't have told her that Amuse was going to sell the ring, we would have only received 100 gold. Fast traveling over to Breville and seeking out Scriva in her home, we speak with her.
You have returned?
We tell her about Ahdarji's stolen ring.
Good work. You are truly an asset to the guild. I will make sure the Grey Fox himself hears about this. I am promoting you to Prowler. Congratulations.
We exit the conversation and receive our payout. We also receive a quest update for independent thievery that because we fenced over 300 gold worth of items, we can now receive a new special job. With that, thus ends the quest, Ahdarji's heirloom. We return back to Scriva to ask about our next job.
Amuse sends his regards.
We ask her about special tasks.
I have a small problem that you may be able to help with. The guild will even pay a reward. That buffoon, Hieronymus Lex, has invaded the Imperial City waterfront. Imperial watch guards from all over the city prowl the streets.
We ask how bad it is.
Hieronymus Lex has vowed not to leave until the Grey Fox is in custody. The fox is safe, but the Thieves Guild cannot do business like this. The poor of the waterfront are kindred to the Grey Fox and will not betray him. However, cubs soon get hungry. Soon someone will break. Many guild members could be jailed. Find Methridil in the Imperial City. She is coordinating the guild's response.
From here, we exit the conversation, leave Scriva's home, and fast travel over to the Imperial City. We have 4 different quest marks in the capital, all of which lead us to a beggar. We decide to travel to the Talos Plaza district and speak with No Coins Draninus.
Me children will thank you for your help.
We ask him about Methridel.
Oh, she is hiding in Denari Annis's house, over in the Talos Plaza district. She's one of the few that escaped when Lex invaded the waterfront.
Lucky for us, Denari Amnis's house happens to be right behind us. We exit the conversation and walk over to her home. Entering inside, we see both Denari and Methridel safe and sound. We speak with the latter.
It's good to see you.
We ask her about the waterfront invasion.
These are foul times for us. Armand is under house arrest again. Our business in the waterfront is totally shut down. We need to get Hieronymus Lex to lift his siege. I have put together a plan.
We ask what the plan is.
You and 4 other operatives will stage high-profile thefts all at the same time. Hopefully that will force Lex to reassign the Watchman. Your target is the Arcane University. We've had our eye on Rormir's staff for some time, but have been waiting for the wizards to be distracted. This is the perfect time. Will you help us?
We tell her we'll help.
I knew the Grey Fox could count on you. The staff is in the Archmage's room. He sleeps between 1 and 7 in the morning. Take this note. Leave it in his nightstand. Bring me the staff when you get it.
We exit the conversation and leave Denari's home. Our role in stopping the waterfront invasion is to steal from the Mages Guild. We quickly read the note from the Grey Fox. It reads, "It seems that security in the Arcane University is not what it used to be. In fact, that seems to be a problem all over the Imperial City. I would recommend that you get your guards back on duty unless you want more of your precious artifacts to go missing." The Grey Fox. So this is actually where the quest becomes really interesting. We have fully completed the Mages Guild questline, meaning the old Archmage, Hannibal Travin, is dead, and we're the new Archmage. This essentially means that stealing Rormir's ice staff is as simple as walking into our private quarters and taking the staff. It doesn't even count as stealing. And funny enough, we still have to leave the note from the Grey Fox in the nightstand for the Archmage to read. Once both of those tasks are effortlessly done, we can leave the Arcane University and fast travel back to Denari's home.
I'm glad you're here. We have work to do.
We tell her about the ice staff.
You have the ice staff?
We hand it over.
Excellent. Yours is the last item on the list. Now we just wait for the powers that be to pull the plug on Hieronymus Lex's siege.
We ask what we do while we wait.
Good question. I want you to spy on Hieronymus Lex. Make sure you stay close enough to overhear any conversations. Sooner or later, they will order him to return the guards to their original posts. When that happens, come and tell me.
From here, we exit the conversation, leave the house, and fast travel over to the waterfront. Similar to a few quests ago, the waterfront is crawling with the Legion and Watchmen. Hieronymus Lex can be found by the shacks at the Garden of Dariloth. Approaching him, our character freezes in place and a cutscene ensues.
Carry on,
The Grey
soldier.
Fox is hiding nearby.
What do you know about it? I have an arrest warrant for the Grey Fox. Do you know where he is? So, the mages send a foul date.
The Grey
to
Fox is
deliver a
hiding
simple
nearby.
note when an
What
honest
do you
footman
know
would have
about
done it. How typical.
A little bit chaotic, but a Daedroth appeared out of nowhere to deliver a note to Hieronymus Lex. Shortly thereafter, we receive a quest update that was likely the signal we need to return back to Methridel. We find the note on the ground from Raminus Polis and read it. Hieronymus Lex, your vendetta against the Grey Fox has cost the Arcane University dearly. You commandeer the guards patrolling our property. In their absence, someone stole a valuable artifact from the university. We demand that you return all guards to their posts immediately. If you do not do this, we will be forced to bring the matter to the attention of your superior, Raminus Polis. The Arcane University. From here, we fast travel back to the Talos Plaza district and speak again with Mithridel.
I'm glad you're here. We have work to do.
We tell her about Hieronymus Lex.
He's been ordered to evacuate the waterfront? Excellent! I have one last task for you. As a sign of good faith, the Thieves Guild needs to return Roromir's ice staff to the Arcane University. However, the wizards are not to be trusted. I'm sure they are watching for us to put it back where you got it. They would have no qualms about killing you once they had the ice staff back. Instead, I want you to put Roromir's ice staff into Ontus Vaynon's safe chest. He keeps one in his home. Ontus is a former university researcher.
We ask her if then she pays us.
Greedy bastard, aren't you? I like that in a thief. You'll have to see Scriva about that. I'm just running the scam.
Exiting the conversation and leaving Denari's house, Ontus' home is actually also in the Talos Plaza district. It's right around the corner, and we get there pretty quick. Picking the lock and going inside, we ascend up the stairs to his private quarters. Gaining entrance, we're lucky that he's nowhere to be found. We're unsure what his schedule is, but regardless, we go to Ontus Vanon's chest and interact with it. From here, we get a quest update, and we've successfully placed the staff with his belongings. We leave Ontus' house and fast travel to the city of Breville. Here, we seek out our Doyen Scriva to speak with her about our reward.
What can a humble Doyen do for a sly thief?
We tell her about Hieronymus Lex.
Hieronymus Lex has left the waterfront? Well done. Mithridel's report tells me that you have done well. You have earned your reward. I am promoting you to Cat Burglar, which means you can use Luciana Galena of Breville as your fence. Congratulations on your new rank.
If we were interested in taking Hromir's ice staff, it actually respawns back into the Archmage's quarters. Again, because we're the Archmage, we can take it without it being stealing. The ice staff has the enchantments of frost damage for 10 points and 30 feet on target, light and 15 feet for 30 seconds on target, and chameleon 1% for 30 seconds on target. It can be sold for a total of 1,239 gold. With that, thus ends the quest, Misdirection. We return back to Scriva in Breville and go inside of her house. Here, we ask her if there are any more special jobs we can partake in.
You are a welcome sight in these troubling times.
We ask about the tasks.
You must do more to fill the guild's treasury before I can assign you commission jobs. Seek more loot. Keep the fences busy with your profits. Then we can talk.
It's been a while since we've actually needed to go out of our way to fence more product. We had such a good haul with Ongar up in Bruma that it escaped our mind. Our first hit was on Golem's house in Breville. Completing the Dark Brotherhood's questline involved us killing this home's owner, so we knew that it would be a relatively easy time stealing his things. He mostly had little odds and ends, but in the end it added up a little bit. The next place we broke into was Jensen's Good as New merchandise. Similar to on Golem's house, it was mostly smaller items. Except for this store, there were fewer things to take. The most expensive item we lifted was a jeweled amulet worth about 200 gold. Then from here we essentially hit the Three Brothers Trade Goods, the Mystic Emporium, and Rindir's Staves. Afterwards, we tried out our new Thieves Guild fence, Luciana Galena, up in Breville. We sold off all of our stolen items, and that definitely put us over the 400 gold mark. From here, we returned back to Scriva at the Lonely Suitor Lodge and spoke with her about our special task.
I have need of a very special book, The Lost Histories of Tamriel. The cat burglar Theranos was sent hunting in Skingrad for this book. However, Theranos has not been seen since. The Grey Fox himself hunts for this book. I need you to find Theranos. Help Theranos bring back this book. If Theranos is unwilling or unable, bring back the book yourself. Are you agreeable?
We agreed to do the job.
That is good. Go to Skingrad. The trail starts there.
We leave the inn and fast travel over to the west gate of Skingrad. The quest marker points us to one of two beggars in the city. We make our way over to Nigidius the Needy and speak with him.
Me children will thank you for your help.
We ask him about Theranos.
Here's what I know.
Theranis was drinking in the Two Sisters' Lodge. He was bragging about stealing something from the castle. Unfortunately, Captain Dion was also in the Two Sisters' Lodge. He arrested Theranis and hauled him off to the dungeons.
Exiting the conversation, our quest marker brings us over to Castle Skingrad, more specifically, the dungeons. Descending down some stairs, we're met by the jailer. We speak with him.
Visitors ain't allowed down here.
We have the options of either bribing him with gold or asking about work in the castle. We choose the latter.
I heard that Shumgro Yarug is looking to hire. He's the butler for the Count. Go speak to him.
There are actually a variety of ways we can get inside of the jail. One is by breaking in, another is by charming the guard, a third is by getting arrested ourselves, and the fourth is by gaining access through an alternate route. We chose the option of finding Shumgro Yarug, who in turn can give us work allowing us to access the jail. We speak with the orc.
Sorry, you want me? I'm Shumgro Yarug, the Count's butler.
We ask him about work in the castle.
I need someone to slot food to the prisoners. I'll pay you 2 gold a week, plus half a loaf of bread and a glass of mead each day. I'm having trouble hiring these days, so if you want the job, it's yours.
We say we'll take it.
You will? I mean, good. Mind your manners in the castle. Stay out of Count Hasildur's quarters, and don't let me catch you in the wine cellar. The jail guards in the dungeon will unlock the cell block door if you ask them. Feed the prisoners once a day. I don't care when.
Exiting the conversation, we head back down into the castle dungeon and speak with the jailer.
What do you want, slop drudge?
We tell him to open the jail doors.
They ought to just give you guys a key, but no. I gotta keep locking and unlocking the door for the slop drudges. Follow me.
The jailer gets up and unlocks the door for us. On the other side, we see 3 jail cells. However, Theranis is nowhere to be found. Instead, we only find a stranger, a Nord named Larthiar the Laggard. He beckons us over and we speak with him.
Are you here to rescue me?
We say, yeah, we'll rescue him.
Just unlock the door. A couple of hours after you're gone, it'll be quiet again and I can sneak out.
We ask him about Theranis.
You mean the thief? He was in the big cell with that Argonian. They were always whispering to each other. The Pale Lady took him days ago.
We ask about the Pale Lady.
Every few days, she comes for one of us. Some return, some don't. Those that are taken 3 times never return. This was Theranis' 3rd time.
We ask where she takes them.
I don't know. She took the Argonian less than an hour ago, though. He put up quite a struggle. He was bleeding all over the place.
Exiting the conversation, we decide to keep our promise and unlock the jail cell for Larthiar. The Nord moves behind the door and lies in wait for the jailer to come unlock it. Now it's time to find Theranis. We see a trail of blood on the ground. The blood leads all the way up to a candle, which we can interact with. Pulling it, it actually lowers a false wall. This leads to a lit tunnel. The pathway is marked by more of the Argonian's blood. The blood leads to a door to the wine cellar. In here, we go through another passageway which holds an old jail cell that's been long forgotten. We turn a handle and end up in the wine cellar itself. At this point, we're still following a trail of blood. The blood leads to some giant kegs and shows stains on another candle. We pull that candle and a secret door opens up. We follow the pathway a bit further, round a corner, and see an ominous woman standing and staring at us. She's surrounded by massive pools of blood. We get in too close and then she aggroes onto us. According to the nameplate, this is the Pale Lady in question. She doesn't take too many hits to take down and she doesn't hit very hard. With a few swings from Goldbrand, she dies. Upon closer inspection, the Pale Lady is actually a vampire. Lucky for us, we did not contract porphyric hemophilia. We wander over to the pools of blood. We see an Argonian behind bars as well as a dead man. The man appears to be our contact, Theranis. Looking into his inventory, we get a quest update. The artifact in question doesn't appear to be on his person. We also find out that the Argonian is actually Amuse. We go over and speak with him.
We need to get to safety.
We ask him about Theranis.
Theranis? How do you know about him? He was my cellmate, at least until the Pale Lady took him away.
We ask if he ever mentioned a book.
No, but he did give me a message about a treasure to deliver to the Thieves Guild if I was ever to get out. After the first time Theranis was taken by the Pale Lady, he knew he was going to die. Get me out of the castle, and I'll give you his message.
We ask about the Pale Lady.
Filthy vampire. She took my cellmate Theranis a few days ago. If it hadn't been for you, I would have been next.
We ask him about the Argonian prisoner.
That would be me. I am so glad you are here to save me from the vampire. Those Cretan Skingrad guards caught me stealing a fish and locked me up. You have saved my life again. You are a true friend. I will not forget this. I've decided to join the Thieves Guild. No more jails for me.
Finally, we ask him about the lost histories of Tamriel.
If that's Theranis' treasure, I know where it is. But I'm not telling you anything until we're out of here. Get me out of the castle. As soon as we are out of sight of the castle's main gate, I'll tell you.
From here, we use one of the keys we looted off of the Pale Lady to let out Amuse. The portcullis rises, and together, we begin to sneak out. Because we killed the Pale Lady and we didn't see any guards, we felt comfortable enough to rush to the doors. We made it to the dining hall, and then from here, we safely made our way into the courtyard. We escaped to the bridge, and we both ran off to our freedom. Eventually, we got a quest update, and then Amuse spoke with us.
Anything for my savior.
We again asked him about the book.
He told me to give this message to any member of the Thieves Guild that asked about him or a book. Look under the bush near the well behind the Resterol's house. I was going to take it for myself, but I owe you a great debt. You should take it.
We exit the conversation and then make our way back into the city of Skingrad. As per his instructions, we found a well behind some houses, looked left of it, found a bush, and then finally laid eyes on the lost histories of Tamriel. We picked it up and received a quest update. It's now time to go back to Breville and hand the book over to Scriva. We enter inside of her house and speak with her.
You have found Theranis and the lost histories of Tamriel?
We say yes to the book, but no to Theranis.
Theranis is dead? I grieve for him, but at least you have the book. The Grey Fox has sought this book for many years. You have earned the reward. Here is your payment.
Exiting the conversation, we receive a quest update for independent thievery that we can accept our next special task. With that, thus ends the quest, Lost Histories. We return back to Scriva for our next job.
The esteemed cat burglar honors me.
We ask her about special tasks.
Hieronymus Lex must be eliminated once and for all. The Grey Fox has asked that you do this personally. It is a most delicate matter.
We ask what the plan is.
Countess Umbranox of Anvil is hunting for a new captain of her guard. The Legion commander of the Imperial Watch sent her a list of candidates. The Grey Fox wants this list replaced with one that highly recommends Hieronymus Lex. From Anvil, he can do little harm to the guild.
We ask where the letter is.
The letter is currently in Steward Darahill's desk. She has lied to Lady Umbranox, telling her that the letter has yet to arrive.
We ask why not kill Lex.
We are thieves, not murderers. That is the province of the Dark Brotherhood. For reasons unknown to this one, the Grey Fox has extended his protection to the Umbranox family, and Lady Umbranox in particular. While Lex is a problem for the guild, his unwavering loyalty and resolve make him the perfect protector for Lady Umbranox.
We ask how we forged the letter.
You will have to track down one on your own. I don't know of any in Breville. With the forged letter in hand, sneak into the Legion commander's office in the Imperial City prison and seal it with his seal. Darahill cannot be trusted. You must deliver the letter to Lady Umbranox in person. Will you accept this commission?
We agree to do the job.
That is good. Remember, this is a mission of stealth, not blood. Your payment will be higher than normal to cover the expense of the forgery.
Exiting Skriva's house, we fast travel over to the city of Anvil. We're again pointed out to one of two beggars. We approach penniless Olvis and speak with him.
Please be generous, kind sir.
We ask about Darahill's office.
To be honest, I couldn't give you directions to any special room in the castle. Anyone in the castle can tell you, though. However, I'll tell you for free that there are many secrets in that castle. There are secret ways and secret people. Find the blacksmith.
We're now directed over to Castle Anvil. We fast travel there and enter inside. We're directed over to the smithy. We go through that door and find the blacksmith asleep in his bed, Orin. We wake him up and speak with him.
You must be the cat burglar I've been told to expect. Follow me.
We follow Orin as he leads us into another room. All of a sudden, he comes to a halt by one of the walls and activates something. We get a quest update, and it turns out he opened up a secret passageway leading all the way up to Darahill's office. We speak with him for some more dialogue.
I see you work with the Gray Fox.
We ask him about the office.
Looking for the steward, are you? Her office is in the private chambers, but she's not there much. You can find her in the audience chamber in the mornings. She dines with the Countess from evening's 8th bell until midnight.
We get a quest update, but don't really pay it too much attention. We go through the secret passageway and pick the lock to the private quarters. Ascending up some stairs, we activate a movable pillar. This causes a false wall to lower, leading us into the castle corridors. We see a watchman standing guard just around the corner. If we had come from the most obvious way, he definitely would have posed as a problem. We pick the lock into a wooden door, which is presumably Darahill's office. From here, we go into her desk and take the list of candidates. We receive a quest update that now it's time to find a forger. We leave the way we came in and exit the castle. We're to seek out information from another beggar. We find Emus the doll at the Anvil dock and speak with him.
One more coin, and I can get a pair of shoes.
We ask about the master forger.
Well, only because I like you. Look for a man known only as the Stranger. He lives here in Anvil, down the road from the Chapel of Tabella.
We leave the conversation and follow our quest marker back into town. It leads us to a destroyed, run-down, abandoned house. We enter inside and ascend up some steps. Here we come by a man simply known as a stranger. We speak with him.
Do I know you?
We ask him who he is.
I am the stranger. That is all you need to know, that, and I am no one to be trifled with.
We ask him about his opinion on the Gray Fox.
Everyone wants to know about the Gray Fox. Gray Fox this, Gray Fox that. He's just a man, not a Daedric lord. I've heard it all. They say he's immortal because he's led the Thieves Guild for over 300 years. No one ever sees his face, because he always wears that gray cowl. Oh, and speaking of the gray cowl, did you know he stole it from Nocturnal herself? You'd think he was Saint Nerevar, the way they talk about him.
We try to ask him about the Thieves Guild.
I don't have time to gossip about the guild right now.
Finally, we ask him about forging this letter.
Yes, it can be done. I can change it to give Lex the highest recommendation. I'll need a full day to properly forge this letter. Return then. And of course, I will expect payment in full at that time.
We exit the conversation and force a full 24-hour wait. After the wait's up, we speak again with the stranger.
You're bothering me.
We ask about the letter.
Do you have my fee?
We hand over 500 gold.
Here is the new list of candidates. Hieronymus Lex has a glowing recommendation.
With that, we exit the conversation, leave the house, and fast travel over to the Imperial City. Here, we're in the prison district and we break into the Imperial Legion offices. We make our way into a familiar room. Checking the desk, we still see that the finger of Adamus Philida is in there. Here, we look on top of the desk for the Imperial Legion seal. We interact with it and can now successfully pass it on for an authentic list. We leave the offices and fast travel back to Castle Anvil. Here, we enter the court and decide to speak with Darahil before the Countess.
I'm Darahil, steward of Castle Anvil. We do things differently in Anvil, and the difference shows in the comfort and trust of its people.
We ask her about the new guard captain.
You what? But of course. I'll take that letter now. I'll personally make sure that Lady Umbranox gets it.
We decide to hand the letter over to her.
Smart move. I hold the power in this castle, don't forget it. Here is a small token of my esteem. Yes, my cousin is in line to take up the position. He is eminently qualified.
Darahil gave us 20 gold because we handed the list over to her. Attempting to speak with the Countess about the new guard captain goes like this now.
I am Milona Umbranox, Countess of Anvil. I hope you enjoy your visit. I trust you will give us no cause to regret our hospitality to strangers.
We ask about the new guard captain.
This matter will have to wait. I hold court in the Great Hall in the morning.
Even waiting until the next morning and discussing it with the Countess, she says the same thing. By choosing this pathway of handing the orders over to Darahil, we have to now go back into her quarters and steal it from her desk yet again. This adds an extra task onto the quest, and it's really for only 20 extra gold. I'll let you be the judge of whether or not your time is worth that. With the list back in our inventory, we return to the Countess and hand it over.
You have the Imperial Watch recommendation for my new guard captain. Normally, these missives are handled by my steward, Darahil. Let me see that. Hieronymus Lex looks like the best choice. I was about to give the position to Darahil's cousin. I have the orders right there. I'll fill in his name, and you can deliver it to Captain Lex. Thank you, courier. My steward will tip you.
Exiting the conversation, we speak with Darahil.
She wants me to tip you? You add insult to injury. You cost my cousin a chance at that job. Take your money and get out of my sight.
As we're about to leave, we actually see the stranger sitting in the courtroom. He doesn't offer any unique dialogue though, so we get on with our business. Our next task is to fast travel over to the Imperial City and notify Hieronymus Lex that he's being transferred to Anvil. We find him in the waterfront and speak with him.
Trouble?
We tell him about the new guard captain.
I've been reassigned. This is outrageous. The Grey Fox had a hand in this. I know it. I am bound by duty and honor to obey this order. After all these years, he has finally won. Maybe fate will be kind and deliver him to me in Anvil.
We can now fast travel back to Breville and speak with Scriva about our job's completion.
The esteemed cat burglar honors me.
We tell her about Lex's reassignment.
Well done, Hunter. Hieronymus Lex will no longer be a thorn in the paw of the Thieves Guild. The Grey Fox shows his gratitude. You are being promoted to Shadowfoot and may now use Orin of Castle Anvil as your fence.
We ask about further special jobs.
I have no more jobs for a thief of your skill. You have no need of the Doyen to provide you work. However, there are rumors that the Grey Fox himself may call on you soon. Wait for contact from him. Keep the guild fences busy.
We leave the conversation and receive a notification for independent thievery. Because we fenced over 600 gold worth of goods, we're now to wait for a messenger from the Grey Fox who will give us our next task. And with that, thus concludes the quest, taking care of Lex.